Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. I hope you all are doing so well and I'm so excited to be back at the beginning of the year with a new project pan. I hope you all enjoyed your holidays and celebrating New Year's. We went out to dinner, the four of us as a family, to a place that probably wasn't the best for kids, so we struggled a little bit through that dinner, and then we went to a friend's house and we were there for like an hour, and then my 2-year-old was kind of just like done and we had to take him home and put him to bed. And then when we put our older one to bed, my husband and I just watched a movie, played a game of Parcheesi, may have taken a little nap, and then woke up in time to say Happy New Year and go to bed. Mom life is just the vibes for me going into 2026. But nonetheless, it was a good time overall, and I'm so excited to be here today to talk through my 2026 project pan. I hope you all are excited as I am to kick this one off. I'm also really looking forward to watching everyone else's kickoff videos. I love seeing the products people are pulling in. Before we get into that, I actually just got my nails done. I got this cat eye and I like love it. I was talking and I was looking at them in the viewfinder because I really like them. So if you see me doing it, that's why. I'm really looking forward to this year panning. My last two videos were the finale for my 2025 project pan and then my year-end makeup empties. And if you watch my year-end makeup empties, I mentioned for the last 3 years, I've gotten 12 makeup empties. So 36 total over the past 3 years, but 12 each year. And I really wanna hit more than that this year. Apparently 12 has been the number, it's been the doable number, but I wanna see if I can potentially finish more than that. I did see a comment from someone about like being realistic about panning. I'm not gonna overuse products. I'm not just gonna like randomly put makeup on. Like that's just not how I do it. I feel like the reason I'm panning is because I want to get my money's worth out of it. And so I definitely am not going to do anything different to get additional pans, but I'm hoping just through the usage that I've had over the last few years on my products that hopefully I've used enough that I could potentially get more than 12 empties this year. That'd be really cool. I do want to film an updated makeup collection just so you can see where my collection sits today, because like I've mentioned in my last few videos, I feel like it's pretty curated at this point and I'm really happy with where it is. So if you are interested in seeing kind of the full makeup collection, certainly let me know in a comment below, but I think I'm probably gonna film that anyway because it is probably helpful to just see in general what my collection is looking like. Let me just quickly explain how this project works. It's gonna be the same style it has been the last few years. Thought it would be helpful just so that we're all aligned going into it. Before this video, I took a look at my planning to pan list, which if you haven't seen that video, I posted it back in November, and I talked through all the products that I want to make sure get moved into a project pan at some point this year. Ideally, I'd like to empty them. At the very least, I want to make sure that they're in a project and I spend some time trying to pan them. And I looked at that and I pulled out 5 products that I want to work on. Now, I like to make sure that I'm including products, one, that I really like. Sometimes I like to include products that I don't like as much into project pans because I think it's a good way to use them. Although, like I mentioned, I feel like I'm quite happy with where my collection is at these days, and I don't really feel like I have any products that I don't really want to use in my collection anymore. I feel like pretty much everything on my planning to pan list is something that I like. That's not as much of a consideration this year as it has been in past years. I like to include products that I feel like I'm gonna get the empty on faster, as well as long haul products. I don't like to stack the deck one way or the other, meaning I don't want to put a bunch of products that I feel like I'm going to get an empty on in the first 3 months all at the beginning, and then for the rest of the year be working on long haul products and not get an empty in. That for me would not be motivating, but I also don't want to stack it in terms of having a bunch of long haul products at the beginning of the year and then not see any empties. So I like to do a little mix of both in hopes that ongoing throughout the year I'll hit empties, and that'll keep me motivated. It'll hopefully keep all of you interested in the series, but I also make sure I have some long haul products in there because some of these things are just going to take longer, potentially the full year to finish up no matter what we do. So that's at least how I think about it. I went through and kind of picked the products according to that, making sure that I felt like I'm setting myself up for success and that I'm gonna have fun while doing this because I'm seeing progress across the board. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the products that I want to pan this year for at least the first part of my Rolling Style 5-pan project pan. Starting first with a product that is probably quite familiar. This is the Tartsy Hydroflex Serum Foundation. I debated about putting this back into this project. If you watched last year's project, you know that this was in for the last I think 2 or 3 months, and I was hoping that I would finish it. There is still product in here. I don't know exactly where it is because I can't see it in here, but there is some product down at the bottom. I do think this though will be a pretty easy finish over the next month or two, and that is one of the reasons why I rolled it in. I didn't want to just hang on to it and then be working on other things and then eventually roll it in. I thought something like this, especially like the serum type foundation, it probably makes sense to just get through it and move it out of my collection, and I think I could do it relatively quickly. So to me, this is one that I can get done, move it out, and have it empty relatively soon. Another one that kind of sits in that same category is the One Size On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I've been using this as part of my Shop My Stash project pan, and I don't know how much, again, is left in here, but I feel like there's not a ton. I have another setting spray that's currently also in my Planning to Pan. This is the Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. I'm actually wearing this one today, and there's significantly more, I believe, product left in this one than this one, and so I thought, hey, when we're thinking about products that I want to get the early finish on, I think these two would be good options. And I think that this one I could probably finish up again in the next 1 to 3 months. So excited to be able to hopefully work on these and get some early empties at the beginning and like first quarter of this project, and being able to roll those out and roll new ones in to replace them, and get that motivation, being able to see some good progress at the beginning. The next 3 products I definitely think are going to be more long haul type products, although this one I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take me. This is the Benefit Benetint. I chose this in my Planning to Pan simply because I love using it so much. This one I don't even know if I actually even want to pan for real, but I think it'll be really fun to pan because 1, I love using it. 2, I can use it on my cheeks and my lips, so I can use it faster than maybe something I'm just using one place. And 3, I think it'll be really interesting to actually watch the liquid in here go down, because it's going to be very obvious the progress that I'm making. That to me makes it like a great candidate for panning, and so as a result I decided to roll it in. I have no idea how long this is going to take to use. I got this a year ago actually as a Christmas gift, and I obviously made progress but not a ton, but I also didn't use it all that often. So I'm curious if I start using it every day on both my cheeks and my lips, how fast the progress can be made on this. So I'll be very curious to see where this is at in the February update and how many times I actually ended up using it. I'm also rolling back in my Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin. I just think this is gonna need the full 12 months to be able to hit the empty on. Obviously I have a pan in this already, and I've been working on this the last couple months in the 2025 project pan. I think if I'm gonna get an empty on this one, I'm gonna need the full 12 months, and I'm probably gonna need to figure out other ways to wear this too. I think one easy way to wear this other than just as the typical highlight is in my inner corners, and since I'm not doing a typical Pan Those Eyeshadow project pan, I won't have to worry about anything competing for this necessarily, so I think that's going to be an easy additional way to wear this. Also on New Year's, I was wearing like an off the shoulder top, and I put this on my collarbones as well as my shoulders. Definitely anytime I'm wearing anything styled like that, I'll do that. And also in the summer when I'm wearing tanks, I'll definitely be wearing this on my shoulders. So that's another way to get some additional usage. So I'm really excited to see what progress we can make on this, and if this can be potentially an empty. I don't think I've ever finished a highlight before, certainly not a powder highlight. A lot of my highlights have pan, but I've never finished one. So I think I'm being a little bit bold by rolling a powder highlight in the hopes to finish it, but we're gonna see what we can do with this one. And then I'm rolling in my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Cream in the shade Fenty Glow. I've had this in my work bag on and off the past month or so, and I've been using it very slowly. I think it's like not even at this point. And so to me, this is definitely gonna be a long haul product. I know there's a lot of product in these Fenty lip glosses. I panned one in 2024. It took me the full 12 months. So when I was deciding on what to roll in and I chose this, I decided to roll this in at January because I figured I would need the time to work on it. I think I have less usage on this one than I had on the one that I worked on. And I remember in 2024, I think I used it like 40 some times in December to get the empty. Like I really had to work hard on it. So I'm hoping that maybe I can spread out the usage. I need to actually go back and see how many times total I used the other one that I panned, because that actually might give me a sense of like how many times it's gonna take me to use this one. But really excited to roll this one in. I do enjoy enjoy wearing this at work. It has a little bit of pigment, which is nice because it's just like that little additional extra on your lips, but it also is a gloss, so keeps my lips moisturized. It's like a really good option for me for work, so I'll definitely be wearing it there, but we'll obviously need to be incorporating it other times as well to make sure I'm getting the usage needed to be able to hit the empty. These are the 5 products that I have selected to work on this year for my 5-pan rolling style project pan. Reflecting on my planning to pan list, I had 10 products on that list. So now 5 of them I can check off as to say that I've rolled them in to a project, and hopefully I can hit 5 empties this year to be able to roll the other 5 in. But honestly, like I said, I wanna hit like 13 plus empties, so we'll see what we can do there. But really excited to be kicking off this project. I hope all of you will stick around. There'll be a playlist of all these videos. I'll post every single month with an update on this project, and definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I do a ton of panning content. That's all my long form videos, a lot of panning content, empties, project pan get ready with me's, all of that good stuff. And then in my shorts, I show glimpses of other parts of my life, like working out and hobbies, shopping, all of that good stuff too. So you get to kind of the best of both worlds, at least that's what I think. Hopefully you do too, of being able to see parts of my life, but then we're keeping all the long form content really structured around panning, which is, I think, what a lot of you have subscribed for. Like I said, I hope all of you will stick around for this year's journey. I'm so excited to be here and be doing this again. It's so much fun for me. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Here's to an amazing 2026 and an amazing 5-pan project pan for 2026. I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.